Hi everyone, it's Lisa. Welcome to Make It Monday. Today is the second week of a new technique that I'm going to be teaching you. So if you don't want to miss any of them, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing them for numerous weeks. Today I'm going to teach you how to do the faux tile technique. I'm going to hold this up so you can see it. It's really simple, but we're going to create some what I'm calling grout lines inside the paper so that when we stamp it creates a little bit of a resist area. This is the Simply Scored scoring tool, and I'm going to use a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and I'm going to start by putting it on the diagonal on my plate. Now, we do sell a diagonal plate for the Simply Scored. I have tried it with this. I'm a little challenged with it, but it is doable. I'm just going to demonstrate it this way because I think it's the easiest way to teach you if you're a beginner. Let me give you a little bit of a tip. Wax paper. I'm going to go ahead and peel off a small piece of this. And I am actually going to rub my cardstock with the wax paper. This is going to allow the stylus tool that comes with the Simply Scored to glide over the paper a lot easier. I am going to score in 1/2-inch increments. So I'm going to make sure that the top of my paper is in the 6-inch groove and that the bottom is going to be ending in the 6-inch groove. So if you just need to lightly kind of trace it down there just to make sure you've got it lined up properly, you can. I'm using the small end of my stylus tool, or you can use the large end. Now, I prefer to use the large end of my stylus tool because it creates a larger grout line to resist the ink when I go to stamp. So I'm going to start here at my 6-inch, and I'm just going to pull gently and steadily down the center. I'm going to go a 1/2 inch over, and you're going to see I'm starting all the way up here off the paper to make sure that I'm in the track correctly. Again at 7, which is 1/2 inch more, and then 7.5, and then 8. Now you're probably asking, okay, what are we going to do about this? We're just going to work backwards. If you want to turn it around, you can. I just find this easier. And another tip, painter's tape works wonderful. If you need to tape down your corners so that you have your hands free, you can do that. Starting here at 5.5, coming straight down, and then at 5, and then at 4.5, and then at 4. Okay, we're going to rotate it 90 degrees, and we're going to do the exact same thing in the other direction. So I am just going to check now to make sure that I've got this in the track, and I do. Starting here again at 6, we are going to repeat the exact same process in this direction. We're going to turn this over, and I want to show you what it looks like on the other side. Can you see the grooves? It's the back side, the side that we've scored on, that we're going to stamp. Those grooves are going to create the grout lines to create the faux tile. So let's start by stamping it so you can see what I did next. I used my Riding Hood Red ink pad and this gorgeous stamp from Elements of Style. Now the Riding Hood Red ink pad is being retired. This is it, only until the end of May, and it's gone. So now's a great time to purchase it before it's retired and no longer available. I'm going to ink my stamp face up because I find that if I ink it this way, the traditional way, I'm going to miss a place. Stampin' Up! Has created these great grooves on the side of your ink pad to hold it, and I'm just going to walk over it with my ink pad and create a nice coverage of ink on the stamp. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to decide how I want this on here, and I'm going to press. What you don't want to do is press so hard that you stamp down inside of the grout lines. You want that resist. So there you go. Isn't that cool? Now, on this sample that I've done that I'm going to share with you, I did this on Very Vanilla. And you're going to see the same thing, how it just distresses the stamp a little bit further and creates that faux tile look. I've sponged my edges, and I've also double stamped it. Can you see this? This is the En Francais background stamp, and I inked it in the crumb cake, and then I stamped off a layer of ink on my scratch paper so it would be lighter, and I stamped it right on top of this. Again, not pushing hard because I didn't want ink inside the grout lines. Mounted it, little bit of embossing folder ribbon, some words up on a dimensional, nice and simple. So that is called faux tile, and that's today's technique. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be teaching a lot more techniques over the coming weeks, and then you won't miss anything. I look forward to seeing you next week for Make It Monday.